Perfect. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the part one of this webinar. Let me briefly provide you with information about who we are. We are Masters as a team that consists of spatial computing engineers. That means augmented reality. But when you combine it with artificial intelligence developers, computer vision experts, and talented 3D visual effect artists, that makes actually spatial computing and mixed reality technology possible. We create digital twins of both indoor and outdoor spaces, and we provide the most accurate augmented reality alignment that's without drift between the intelligence to be visualized and the actual physical world that it will be superimposed onto. I will actually get into detail about use cases, and you will see and get a better understanding of it. Our solutions support your manufacturing, maintenance, training, and after-sales processes, and help you to increase efficiency by lowering training times, reducing error rates, and cutting expert travel times. In the next slide, you will see that we have spatial data visualization solutions for your BI analytics, field asset management, manufacturing, marketing and sales, and after-sales processes. We are the top mixed reality partner of Microsoft in Turkey, and we actually have offices in Turkey as well as in the US. We're based in Chicago in the US, and we also partner with Silicon Valley partner. We have a partner there for research and development, and I go to Valley a lot for that meetings. And we are always, let me see what's going on with the slide. It's going on its own. Okay, I had to pause it. We are creating data. We provide spatial data visualization, and this is one of fairs and conventions that we attended in Ankara. And we are here exhibiting our dash room solution, which actually is a dashboard making a room, any space for your data to be superimposed onto, and that provides a lot better understanding. Now, if we look, we also had a partnership with IBM, and we worked together to develop a mixed reality version of IBM QRadar Pulse security solution, which I'll be showing you a short video of in the use cases section at the end. We also worked with Ernst & Young closely to provide a solution for one of their solution partners and manufacturing company who actually is manufacturer of refrigerator, industrial level refrigerator. I'll be also showing a short video of that as well. These are the other brands that we have worked with. So I am excited to talk to you about approaching the new spatial web revolution. That's also called mixed reality revolution, and the implications of how we do business. We believe the convergence of the technologies that you are seeing on the screen, mixed reality, spatial computing, 5G, artificial intelligence, IoT and sensors, as you listened earlier, and computer vision is opening the way for a new revolution where the world around us will become the actual canvas for content creation. Soon, we will experience 3D content and holograms presenting live data on this new canvas, which will eventually bring the 30-year-old two-dimensional Windows interface to an end. So spatial web, or as some else call Web 3.0, will soon replace the current internet, and AR tablets and AR headsets will also replace existing mobile phones, tablets, and computer screens. We are about to take a giant leap forward in the way we use the internet and how we interact with each other, how we train our teams or educate our kids, and how we do business will change dramatically in the coming decade. Spatial technologies are in the hearts of this, and we believe spatial technologies will integrate the real world with the virtual one, and it could be actually be the glue that can hold today's different technologies that we talked today about: ERP, IoT, computer vision, asset management, all of that. The spatial technologies will be the glue that will hold all of those together. Before proceeding forward, I would like to touch upon a question that we receive a lot. That is, what is AR and what is VR? When you come to VR, it's simply a computer-generated simulated environment where the user is disconnected with the real world. We call that the screen becomes your world. So you're not connected with the outside world anymore. You are on a different world, a dream world, and you could be flying, you could be against the physical world's physical rules, or you can have a different body than yours. That's virtual reality. If you look at augmented reality, that's when the digital content is overlaid over the real world. The user is still aware of his or her surroundings. In this case, the lady over there is seeing a visualized hologram, and that's when the world becomes your screen. Remember, VR was the screen becomes your world, and augmented reality is where the world becomes your screen. How about mixed reality? Mixed reality is a little bit more than AR. It's blending of the physical and the digital worlds, and it actually means that holograms are actually on your physical world, and the headset or the tablet or mobile device that you're looking the world with knows where actually everything around you is. That could be a furniture, that could be an asset on the field, or a CNC machine that you are about to do a maintenance work on. This content with mixed reality, when you talk about mixed reality content, we are talking about a content with the context, format, and collaboration that make it most relevant to you. When we say context, we're talking about how mixed reality helps you overlay 3D graphics and data callouts inside the model you're building or the room you're in. The format is the mode of delivery, not an architectural blueprint to show the dimensions of a house or what it should look like, but a 3D model of it. And that model can even be reproduced to scale. So you can visualize the giant engine part in its actual size. The format changes dramatically when you have these digital models. You can layer on top of physical ones, and so does the collaborative experience. You can call the people you're collaborating with. No more screen sharing anymore. You're actually sharing a space. I can see what you see, and I can actually annotate on what you see if you are on the field and I am the expert. So when you're doing remote monitoring and things like that, instead of having to have the experts on site, you can project the vision back to people, all with built-in video conferencing communication. So those are the 3 dimensions: pulling in the right context, using the format that makes sense, and working with the people who are going to provide the most value. These are 2 of the mixed reality glasses or spatial computing glasses that you can find. HoloLens 2, which just is launched, and we heard about Alex Kipman and Nadia, CEO of Microsoft, talk about that last February. HoloLens 1 was out about 3.5 years ago. And then we have seen Magic Leap, which came for mostly consumer market. And we have had extensive experience on working with HoloLens 1. And then we're very excited about HoloLens 2 because after 3.5 years of experience and learning, Microsoft has done an amazing job. And we are very excited to work with that as well. Let's look at the digital transformation side of it. Mixed reality is a core component of digital transformation. Digital transformation brings together the relationship of these 3 concepts: reinvent productivity and business processes, build the intelligent cloud platform, and create more personal computing. Mixed reality platforms and devices are key drivers of each of these elements. Let's take a moment to look at the current state of the industries that first-line task workers operate in on a day-to-day basis. The workforce is changing, and in many countries, there is a shortage between the number of available skilled workers and technicians to get the job done. For manufacturing positions in the United States alone, 25% of American workers will reach retirement age in next 2 years. 3.5 million jobs will be created over the next decade, with only half of those jobs getting filled. And 60% of open skill production positions are going unfilled due to talent shortages in the next decade. For many companies impacted by these labor shortages, there is a strong demand and need to arm new employees with the tools, expertise, and skill sets necessary for being successful. And with technology advancing so rapidly, work has become increasingly complex. In many cases, technicians are spending 65 to 75% of their labor on non-wrench time, either learning a new skill or gathering information to perform their assigned tasks effectively. In many cases, an assembly process can change every 5 minutes, making the task at hand even more challenging. But despite the modern advancements with this technology, many companies are training employees with outdated methodologies or depend on new employees to learn from 2D documents and assets on their own. The traditional classroom and online learning approaches may work for some employees, but don't allow the first-line worker to experience learning and training in context with their environment, especially when humans tend to forget 80%, yes, 80% of what they learn after only 30 days. With the increase of skilled labor shortages, challenging environments for field service technicians, and lack of updated or relevant training materials, there is a clear need for the first-line worker to evolve the way they learn and experience training in context. At its core, power of mixed reality comes as very essential and fits in. It grows out of the way humans process information. We access information through each of our 5 senses, but at different rates. Vision provides us with the most information by far, an estimated of 80%, sometimes 90% of the information humans get is accessed through vision. Because it improves our contextual awareness, because mixed reality does improve our contextual awareness, as we explained, by blending the real and digital worlds, this technology poses the potential to unlock human productivity to previously unimaginable new heights. What mixed reality or augmented reality does for these powerful technologies will essentially be providing a way for users to interact with technology as if it were actually present in the real world. From manufacturing, retail, and government to healthcare, education, and financial services, this slide shows you the business applications of mixed reality. What we call a self-assist and train employees with instructions in physical context of their work. So we are now, for the first time, providing self-assistance, electronic assistance that the technicians on the field will be able to receive. Remote assistance, we will be having videos on that as well. Space planning, collaboration, and we call also holoportation, and spatial business intelligence and analytics that I showed you earlier as dash room. Here are how I will then be going to use cases, and okay, it doesn't want to be staying there again. Mixed reality will revolutionize many business processes, and the end result, what we have already experienced, is increased efficiency, including improved first-time fix rates, so lowering human-based errors, less downtime, lower expert travel costs, improved client-facing interactions, drive better remote access processes, improved knowledge transfer between seasoned and new employees, which is one of the major problems. And if anyone is retiring now, there's a statistics that says that 40 years of knowledge is being lost with that person if that person has been in the same job for that long. Faster learning curve for trainees and increased safety. Now I'll be showing you short use cases, and then checking my time. Are we about to have questions and answers? I'm going to show you very few videos, and then we'll be done. Here's a remote assist example where you can see that the person on the field is receiving a remote help from that person she's just calling to. As you can see, what she's seeing, the field service member is seeing a holographic screen, and the person at her office can see what the field team member is seeing, and not only see, but also annotate on her scene and send her screens or other files, pictures. And if you can see, she just pointed out that she should get the flyers open and reach the panel there. So that she actually annotated real time. That's one of the great parts about how experts will be helping remotely team members on the field. Another example is a predictive and prescriptive maintenance part. Actually, Kevin talked about this as well as Sam did. And if you can see, this is a use case we have worked with manufacturing, refrigerator cabinet manufacturing company. And here you can see that on the left of the asset, you can see holographic information about next scheduled time and maintenance records, model of the demo model, what you're seeing, and two-dimensional pages as PDF, holographically standing right next to the asset. Actually, on the shelves here, if you look, you can see sensory-based data that is coming real-time to HoloLens that the person on the field is right now wearing. If you continue a little bit, you can see that on the right side, you have the of the cabinet, you have the energy consumption graph, carbon emission graph, all these data coming from the actual asset. And there's also temperature and humidity on the shelf spaces that you can see. Now, I would like to show you a good showcase about a good use case about how, if there's predictive maintenance installed in the system, that visualization would change from two-dimensional to three-dimensional. We're no more trapped in the 2D screens or tablets. So if you look at here, there's a warning coming from this machine. It says overheating and there is error predicted in 2 hours. So in this use case, we just said, let's change the compressor. So self-assist program, which is the prescribed program, was started by clicking on next, and now the headset is providing step-by-step instructions on how to go. Please remove the left shelf, please remove the right shelf, and then if you go at the end, remove the compressor out, and this is how you just, if that was the prescribed maintenance, it's how you would be doing that. And on-asset self-assist is another good example to show you, is this one. Here, we like this example a lot because the instruction, as you can see, follows the field member. See, right there, it actually follows the team member and provides her with the right thing to do, how to use the tools, and where actually, you'll see on the next screen that where actually put that part installed that she's holding in her hand. Basically training, and all of self-assist will be changing a lot in how we do business in our day-to-day lives. Here is another example that I'm going to show you shortly. And there is also another way of doing this, is not on the asset. So if you look, you can actually work and collaborate remotely. You don't even have to be in the same office anymore. And you can work on a digital twin of an asset or a space. And this is going to also make things very easy to work on and collaborate on. Here is an example of that for you. This is holoportation. as you can see, not everybody is in the same space, but they are sharing the space, not screens anymore, and they're sharing the digital twin that digital twin of the space or the engine that they're working on. Final example that I would like to show you is a very exciting example for us. We worked with my IBM, as I told you earlier. This app is IBM's QRadar Pulse application, one of the screens on the security platform. And the app allows you to visualize your offense data when you're under a hack attack, associate offense areas geographically, and flows in 3D images. Visualize your offenses in real time, near real time. So this was the screen, two-dimensional screen, but you see where the attacks are originating from. What we have done, and this was actually exhibited at my IBM's Security Summit, IBM's Think Summit, was this. We basically created a 3D hologram of that same globe, and we exhibited this. It shows the real-time data as it is flowing, and basically now, instead of seeing it on a two-dimensional screen, you are seeing it on a three-dimensional screen. Coming to my conclusion, we believe we're at very exciting times, and visualization is going to change dramatically. The way we do things, the way we collaborate, as I showed you here, is going to change dramatically, and we are very excited to work with, especially these type of companies, IoT, ERP, asset management companies, when it comes to visualization, visualizing the intelligence, visualizing the data that is available to us. Thank you very much, and here is my information. You can email me at ali.hamtal@wearemasters.com. Thank you very much, Kevin.